On March 8th, 2020, Max Von Sydow passed away at the age of 90. If you are a fan of science fiction movies, then it is reasonable to assume you've seen Max von Sydow in a film more than once. Born Carl Adolf von Sydow in Sweden on April 10, 1929, he had an acting career that has spanned 70 years. In recent years, he is probably best known for Star Wars: The Force Awakens and Game of Thrones. However, for people who fall into the Gen X crowd, like myself, will remember him for more than just that. So I'd like to take a few moments to list off my top 5 favorite Max von Sydow film appearances. Number 5. Chief Justice Fargo, Judge Dredd, 1995. This film is actually a guilty pleasure of mine. I enjoy watching this film despite its many apparent flaws. Max von Sydow is a great addition that lifts the film, playing the older retired judge that remembers what justice used to mean. The scene where he must head out into the wasteland is one of the scenes that always stuck with me from this film. Number 4. Dr. Paul Novotny, Dreamscape, 1984. Now, I'm not sure how many people remember this science fiction film. It's one of those films that seem to have dropped down a memory hole over the years. Alex Gardner, played by Dennis Quaid, is a man with psychic abilities who uses those abilities for selfish means, mainly womanizing and gambling. He is then recruited by Dr. Paul Novotny, who once studied Alex's abilities in the past. Dr. Novotny is now working on a technique where a psychic would enter the dreams of a sleeping person. This would open up a whole new avenue of helping people with mental health issues, especially those who suffer from night terrors. However, his research has been hijacked by a shady government agent, played by Christopher Plummer, who wants to use it for much darker and malevolent reasons. Alex must go undercover and find out what those reasons are. This is one of those films where Max von Sydow really blends in as a mild-mannered and disciplined scientist, a perfect foil against the main character who is a rebellious conman. This film is a sci-fi gem for those who have not seen it. Number 3. Lancaster Mirren, The Exorcist, 1971. One of the most scary and popular horror films of all time. Reverend Billy Graham said that the film embodied evil, and he was speaking literally. Max von Sydow does a fantastic job as the senior priest who is summoned to perform an exorcism of a 12-year-old girl named Regan, who has been possessed by the demon Pazuzu after playing with a Ouija board. This film is one I never thought lived up to its hype of being scary, until I saw the lengthened director's cut of the film, which really creeped me out, especially the scene of a possessed Regan coming down the stairs like a crab. In my opinion, this is one of Max von Sydow's most famous roles, at least in comparison to the others on this list. Number 2. King Osric, Conan the Barbarian, 1982. This iconic 80s film that launched Arnold Schwarzenegger is a classic. Conan and his companions are summoned by King Osric after raiding one of the city's snake towers. However, instead of being punished, the king recruits them to steal his daughter from the clutches of Thulsa Doom. Now, this role is not a big one in the film, but it certainly is a very memorable one. It's one I always remembered over the years. Max von Sydow, with his commanding epic voice and weathered face, makes for a perfect king in the Hyborian Age, or any age for that matter. Number 1. Dr. Liet Kynes, Dune, 1984. Well, this one should come at no surprise, since I've seen this film countless times and Dune is a regular topic on my channel. This film not only made me a fan of Dune, but also made me a fan of Max von Sydow. His casting in this film really elevates it, and this is what I've always pictured Kynes to look like whenever I read Dune. He has one of the most quoted lines whenever I start quoting Dune to myself. "He shall know your ways as though born to them." Max von Sydow has had a long career in film, and when I think of all the films I've seen him in, those are only a fraction of the many things he's done over the years. His passing is a great loss to film, TV, and to many movie fans like myself. May he rest in peace. Thank you to all of my subscribers, and thank you for watching this video. And if you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and share. And don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification when new videos are uploaded.